In the year 1839, in the port city of Beaufort, South Carolina, a baby boy named Robert Smalls was born. But life was not free or fair for him. Robert was born into slavery. This meant he was not allowed to make choices for himself. He could not go where he wanted, learn what he wanted, or even live with his family freely. His mother Lydia was also enslaved and worried that her son might grow up not understanding how hard life could be. So she did something bold. She asked for Robert to work in Charleston, where he would see the harsh reality of slavery. There, as a young boy, Robert worked as a laborer. He swept floors, carried loads, and did all kinds of jobs to survive. But something was happening inside him. He was learning. He was watching. He was planning. Charleston was a bustling harbor, filled with ships and sailors from all over the world. Robert became fascinated with boats. He eventually got a job as a deckhand and then worked his way up to become a skilled wheelman, kind of like the ship's driver. Even though black men weren't allowed to be captains, everyone knew that Robert could steer a boat better than most. Robert fell in love with a woman named Hannah who was also enslaved. He married her in 1856 and worked very hard to buy her freedom and the freedom of their children. He wanted a better life for his family. But slavery still ruled the South. The Civil War was about to begin and big changes were coming. By 1862, the Civil War had been going on for over a year. Robert was working on a Confederate ship called the Planter. It was used to carry weapons and supplies. But Robert had a plan, a very brave and dangerous plan. One night, when the white officers left the ship to sleep on shore, Robert and his fellow enslaved crew members took control of the ship. Robert dressed in a captain's coat and hat and steered the Planter out of Charleston Harbor. He used all his knowledge of signals to pass before escaping fully. Robert stopped to pick up his wife, children, and other families. Then he bravely sailed the ship straight to the Union Navy. When the Union saw the Confederate ship coming, they almost fired at it. But Robert raised a white flag. He was surrendering the ship. The Union officers were amazed. Robert had just done something no one had ever done before. He escaped slavery, saved his family and others, and delivered a valuable warship to the Union. News of Robert's escape spread quickly. He became a hero in the North. People were amazed at his bravery and cleverness. President Abraham Lincoln heard about him too. Robert now worked for the Union, helping them win the war. He gave important information about Southern forts and even helped recruit African American men to join the Union Army. Later, he served as a pilot in the U.S. Navy and Army. He took part in 17 battles and missions. He wasn't just helping, he was fighting to make freedom real. Robert's bravery was so great that he was invited to Washington, D.C., where he met President Abraham Lincoln. Some say Robert's daring actions helped convince Lincoln to allow black men to serve in the Union military. Robert didn't just want to be free himself, he wanted freedom for everyone. When the war ended in 1865, Robert Smalls returned home to South Carolina. But things were still hard. Even though slavery had ended, many people still treated black Americans unfairly. But Robert was not done being brave. He bought the very house he used to serve in as an enslaved boy. And he even let the elderly woman who had once owned him live in the house until she passed away. Robert started schools and worked to build a better life for African Americans. He believed that education was the key to a stronger future. He also started businesses and became a leader in his community. Robert Smalls knew that laws needed to change for true freedom to happen. So he ran for political office. And he won. He became a South Carolina state legislator and then a U.S. Congressman. He served 5 terms in the United States House of Representatives. While in Congress, he fought for equal rights, education, and fair treatment of African Americans. He pushed for laws that would help poor people and protect black voting rights. Even when times got tough and many African American leaders were being pushed out of politics, Robert kept going. Robert Smalls served his country in many ways on the battlefield, in business, and in government. But even in his old age, he saw that the struggle for equality was not over. In 1895, a new South Carolina Constitution took away many of the rights black citizens had gained. Robert protested but was outnumbered. Still, he remained strong. He kept teaching, kept building, and kept inspiring others until he passed away in 1915 at the age of 75. He had lived a life